Hello to those of you that are still interested in my boat building saga. First and foremost, welcome back. Good to see you. Second, I'm going to rename this channel Wild Will's Adventures and Projects because I've been doing more projects than adventures, so I might as well have that be the case. I'm continuing work on the trailer, but first thing I did today Well, folks, as you can see, I have bought a coupler that I'm going to attach to this. This is going to be my main beam down the center of the trailer. I want to stick this in here, in the end here. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing to on the end here. This wants to go in here, but I've got to trim down these edges a little bit. Then this hole here, I'll have one bolt through, and then I'll have to drill a secondary hole where the other hole is. But for now, I need to work on trimming down the sides of this. Where is it? That hole lined up. There we go. Okay. Well, I'm going to need to cut a piece out here so that this latch will work. That's not a good tool for shaping. I'm going to have to shape it with something else. Well, everyone, it's been a while since there's been a trailer update, mostly because I haven't done anything about the trailer for a long time. But guess what? That's all changed. I now have a trailer. Yes, it's in rough shape. And it is going to be my winter project to get it working. There's actually not even, I don't think, a license plate on it at the moment. I have that in the car, but I have a trailer. Well, hello everyone. How are you? It's your favorite boat builder, Bill. And I don't know if you can see, but let me turn it around here for you. It's snowing here in Massachusetts. And it's about 28 to 30 degrees here. So why am I making a video in the snow that's a boat build video? Well, as you know, there's the boat all covered up, waiting for spring. As you also know, I have gotten a trailer. Second reason I haven't been filming as much is just before Christmas, I got a new job. I'm doing some deliveries for the state. The Massachusetts Interlibrary Loan System. The company I work for is the one that takes care of delivering the books, all the books to the libraries on when the book is borrowed from a different library. And today is January 1st, 2026, so Happy New Year, everybody. It's tough out here when everything gets covered in snow. Afraid I'm going to lose nuts and bolts and wrenches and stuff. So, what are you guys doing for the new year, huh? Resolutions? What'd you do? Where'd you go have fun? Who's, as I say this, currently recovering from a hangover? My resolution for the year was designated to me by my wife. She says I've got to stop being lazy. Now, I don't really think I'm lazy. I just tend to get in positions where I'm very comfortable and I don't want to get up and go do something. Is that lazy? Possibly. Like last night, I had already gotten in bed, I was feeling comfortable, I laid down, and then I realized that I had my morning alarm on the phone was going to go off. Well, you know, being that it's New Year's Day, you know, I didn't want to be waking up at 6 in the morning by a harsh alarm. You know, who would? Who really would want that? So, she was still standing up. She was still not fully undressed from the festivities of the night. So I said, hey, hon, can you grab my phone? It literally sits on the shelf outside the bedroom door. Well, let's just say that was the wrong thing to do. She wasn't exactly happy with my lack of, how shall we say, mobility, lack of, the hell, she called me lazy. So apparently I have to work on that as my New Year's resolution, is to not be as lazy as I've been, or as lazy as she says I've been. Hey, you know, it is what it is. So I have these old rubber washers. Rubber should be a good that should work. let's tighten this up and let's see how things are. Hey, I just noticed something. When I get this off, I'll show you all. Oh, really? This side of the wheel already has a spacer on it here. This side, as you see, does not. This side doesn't have a spacer, this one does. So I'm going to put one washer over here and 3 on this side. And that should allow it to be centered in there. Ever since I lost a bunch of weight, my freaking hands get cold so easy. And let's tighten this up. That sits in there better. Hey, I gotta go warm up my hands. I'll be back. As I sat inside warming up my hands, I realized I really didn't like the look that I had with those 4, possibly 5 rubber washers. Just didn't feel right. So I have decided that I would make a spacer instead, something, more singular, a single piece and stuff. So on one side of this, I have a washer that's going to work good, and then I have this piece of metal. Not even sure what it is, but this is a good size for that. Measured, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to create myself a spacer. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. Much better. Okay, let's tighten this up and finally really be done with this. I have some thread locker on order. I'll have to lock that in later on. That's where that stands right now. Okay, it does work. Good, good, good. As you can see, this handle here is in pretty craptastic shape. So I want to try and replace that. Hey folks, how you doing? Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've done anything on the boat, or the boat trailer. So today I'm going to be working on replacing a piece on the trailer. Turn the camera around and show you that. So this coupler here is meant for a 2-inch ball. I have a 1 7/8" ball. So I'm going to be replacing this coupler with the 1 7/8" coupler. As you can see, I finally got it on there. It's attached. So on to the next issue. Okay, next on the list I have the end of this. It's open to the elements. I don't want that, so I want to find a way to cap this off. Not sure how I'm going to do that. Gotta go look for something that'll work. Figure out some way this is going to happen. get back to it when I figure something out. So this is the winch and stand I'm going to be using. This is the one that came off of the old one that came off. Thing is that this right here is what the spare tire goes on. So I want to take this piece off and attach it to that piece, to that winch piece. So that's what I'm going to be working on. As you can see, I have that big long threaded rod into the winch support. This nut wouldn't go down any farther. This amount of room should be enough to secure the wheel to it. I will get that at one point and double check that. But there we go. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Well, since my steel that I tried to put over the top of this failed miserably, I'm going to try HDPE plastic. What I'm going to do is heat that up, melt that down there, and try to get it to sit and seal the top. This is going to be long and take a while, so I think I'll let you guys see it at the end. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bolt through here just to secure it and make sure that it's not going to come off. I'm just going to melt it through the plastic. Okay, I'm going to form this up a little bit more, and we'll see how it is at the end. Oops. Time to apply a little more heat, just neaten it up a bit so it doesn't look so raggedy, and then we'll be done. Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get, and I don't think it looks too bad. I'm going to stop messing with it before I screw it up. Hey, welcome back, boat folk. How you doing today? Something I haven't done in a while is some trivia. Since 2011, that's 15 years now, the AFC Championship game for football, if you don't know what that is, the AFC Championship game has featured two teams that have been in it at least every year, if not against each other. Name those two teams. So today we're on to the next step in the never-ending boat saga, which is the trailer. Going to be putting on the lights. I have one light mounted already. I will be working on getting the other one and the wiring done. So here we go. First thing I need to do is get this old light off of here. Now, something I found out about this particular trailer is it was in a fire. There are certain things that reflect that, and I will show you one of them in a moment. But it definitely, most definitely was in a fire. Can you see the top of this? Oh, it's all melted. This is all melted. Yeah. This baby was in a fire. Upside down. Put on a couple daubs of thread locker and we'll be all set. Okay, so I've got this grounding wire that I need to get done, so I need to drill a little hole. There we go. Gotta run to the store and get some zip ties to secure the wiring. I didn't realize I didn't have any. Okay, need to put a couple of holes in the thing so I can tie down the wires. As you can see, I now have them zip tied to the frame. Then I'll run them down. Wiring's all done. The lights are all wired up. You can see it down there. Hopefully traveling down the spine. I still just need to test them, but I will do that soon. The last thing is this step is piece of crap. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It'll eventually be replaced. Well, that was a little easier than I thought. And there we go. Hey folks, I forgot to do an outro for this episode. So, first of all, next warm weekend will be my big move for the boat. I'll have to get the boat out of the backyard, onto the trailer, and off to my friend's house. Other than that, I am done with the trailer fixes for now, and I will be moving on to trying to get the boat out of the yard. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and if you can, make sure all your adventures and projects are fun, safe, and productive.